it's not my job to do your homework for you. Tune into the last
No,
show.
it's your job to be a man. You don't know the scripture. I do know the scripture. Just because
What
I
is
don't
it
remember
then?
the entire book doesn't mean I don't know the scripture, Matt.
Don't you think that if you came onto this show tonight to tell us that the way that God reveals himself to you is through divine revelation, right? That you should also be aware of any and all verses about how God reveals himself
No,
to
I don't
people.
think that.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. Most of the content on my channel is supported by generous patrons, but made available for free to the entire world. If you support that, please consider adding your support at patreon.com/atheistdebates. This clip, however, is from one of the many programs that I do on YouTube on The Line. And if you liked it, feel free to visit, like, subscribe, and watch The Line Network live. Thank you. Well, this one's not a creationist call, but Shitubi is calling from California, pronouns are it's, and wants to tell us why we haven't discovered God. So, hey, Shitubi, why haven't we discovered God?
It's Shitubai. The reason I haven't discovered God is all right. I wanted to share this scripture with you, as I know you're familiar with the Bible. You were a Christian for a long time. Here it is, Matthew 11:27, and I'll just go ahead and read it. And this is Jesus talking. He says, "All things have been delivered unto me of my Father, and no one knoweth the Son save the Father, neither doth any know the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son willeth to reveal him."
Okay.
And so therefore, what I would like to say is that the reason you don't believe in God, or that God hasn't been revealed to you, is because he just doesn't want you. He just doesn't want to reveal himself to you.
Okay. How do you know that's true?
Because it's been revealed to me, like the scripture says.
How was it revealed to you?
Through revelation, through
well, I'm wondering.
Let me say it like this.
Hang on.
Sure.
Hang on. You're saying it's been revealed to you, but I don't know what something being revealed to you has to do with how you know it's true. So you can say God doesn't want to reveal himself to you, and okay, cool story, bro. But how do you know that's true? And simply saying it's been revealed to me, you might as well say I got a secret decoder ring and you don't. That does me no good.
Well, yeah, of course it doesn't do you any good. The same way that the color of the sky has been revealed to you, however it's been revealed to you, this has been revealed to me through the sun, which I just showed you a scripture showing that.
You quoted a scripture that I'm plenty familiar with. I'm asking you, how do we know that the scripture is true?
Yeah. So I don't know who we is, but I know it's true because the sun revealed it to me. You don't know
all of
us.
Me finish. I'm saying, no, I'm not going to let you finish because I'm asking you a specific question. I'm asking you a specific question. No, you are avoiding the answer. If you would get to the answer more quickly, if you would get to the answer, you wouldn't need to tell me that you were getting to the answer. And so the question once again is, I've read the scripture. Okay, interrupt me one more time. See how this goes for you. I've read the scripture. I'm asking you, how can we, Erica and myself, know that scripture is true?
Okay. You can't, because the son don't give a fuck about you, Matt.
Cool. And I don't give a fuck about him. And if his followers
then stop the show.
No, I don't need to stop the show, because if his followers...
then you're a dumbass hypocrite. You're a fool. You're a fucking clown.
You want to throw any other things in there?
No, I think that suffices.
Are you a representative of Jesus Christ? Are you showing us Christ's love right now?
Sure am.
Cool. So I'd like to make a plea out there for all the other Christians out there to call in and let us know if Shitubi, is that right? Shitubi is being a good representative of Christ by calling in to quote scripture, say God doesn't want to reveal himself to us, despite the fact that Are you familiar with the scripture that says God will reveal himself to anybody who asks? Are you familiar with that one?
No, I'm not familiar with it. Maybe you can give it to me.
Of course not, because you don't know the Bible half as good as you'd like to pretend you do, and you are cherry picking. And you are cherry picking out of convenience while you are being an absolute nightmare. You are the worst representative of Christianity.
I'll address
I've
it. Give me the scripture. I'll address it.
No, you don't know the scripture? Why don't you go Google?
yeah, that's what I thought.
What's what you thought?
That you're a fucking clown. You're up here to satisfy your little feelings inside your stomach, your little disgusting perverted feelings that doesn't know God, that doesn't care to know God, that has no love inside them. That's really full of shit. You're here to tickle your own belly, pick out your belly button and feel good about yourself. That's what you're up here doing. You're not up here doing anything genuine. You're full of shit.
So you seem to recognize that I used to be a Christian, and now all you're doing is calling me names and saying a bunch of stuff instead of actually defending.
This is part of it.
No, it's all you're doing. You're doing nothing to defend your belief. You're doing nothing to defend your belief. You're doing nothing to actually defend the scriptures, and you are misrepresenting the Bible.
You're not even having a real conversation. I asked you to give me the scripture so I can address it.
I'm sorry, it's not my job to do your fucking homework for you. Tune into the last show.
No, it's your job to be a fucking man.
Oh, wait a minute. I muted you. Let me unmute you. I need you to tell me what being a fucking man is, because this is important. Well, what is it? I unmuted you.
Okay. Sure. Being a man is being... Sure.
Yeah, I need you to tell me what being a man is.
Sure, being genuine.
I am genuine. Can you prove I'm not being genuine?
Yeah, you asked me about a scripture. I asked you what the scripture was so I can address it properly. And all you have to do, you don't know the scripture. I do know the scripture. Just because I don't remember the entire fucking book doesn't mean I don't know the scripture, Matt.
You don't know it.
Don't you think that if you came onto this show tonight to tell us that the way that God reveals himself to you is through divine revelation, right? That you should also be aware of any and all verses about how God reveals himself to
I don't
people
think that.
He does not want to reveal himself to? Why not?
No, I don't think that.
Why not? Does the subject not matter enough to
because
know?
It makes no sense. What you said made absolutely no sense. Ask your logical friend over there if it made sense.
If it makes sense that there's a scripture that God says he's going to reveal himself to people?
That's not what you just said.
Yeah, I'm asking you why you're not like well versed enough in this particular subject. You called in to talk about how God.
That's why. Because I don't need to be well versed enough to know every scripture that Matt Dillahunty is going to throw at me when I call him and call his ass out for being fake. I don't need to know every scripture that he might bring up.
Are you familiar with 1 Peter 3:15?
Let me just quickly Google it. It'll only take a few seconds.
You don't need to Google it. I can quote it to you. 1 Peter 3:15 instructs you to be prepared at all times to give a reason for the faith that is within you. So when you say you don't need to know the verses that I'm talking about, you're a liar who doesn't know the Bible, because the Bible instructs you to be prepared for this, which means you should have known Jeremiah 29:13 says that if you seek me, you will find me. You have no clue. You have no clue what you're talking about, and then you come in here and yes, you can say, I'm just going to mute you. I'll unmute you when I'm done talking, when I'm done toying with you like a chew toy, because you're a fraud. You're either not a sincere Christian, I have no idea, or you're a terrible representative of Christianity. I was a better Christian than you when I was a Christian, and I'm probably a better Christian than you now because I know the Bible better than you. I know the instructions, and I could give a better defense of this than you did. I just don't. I could defend Christianity better than you could ever hope to, and you're just calling in to spew venom about how God doesn't want to reveal himself to me, and you know this because you got the secret decoder ring. Well, when you know something about Christianity or the Bible, call me back,
Right.
okay? But until then, you can piss off. Cool?
Oh,
Yeah, whine all you want, buddy. I was waiting for instructions on how to be a man.
I kind of wanted to hear that too. I was curious about, like, just for future reference, like, so I can share with all of my friends and family. I wanted to know how one is a man. I think he was mostly just trying to be a dipshit. To be perfectly honest, I think he just wanted to try to piss you off.
It's
But
it's
like,
not going to work because I'm in a good mood this evening, and Erica's here to do all the heavy lifting on well, anything. I mean, I wouldn't have had to say a word, and you would have still got owned. I just want you to know that. Um, but the frustrating thing to me is for the Christians out there, we don't think that caller necessarily represents anyone other than that caller. I don't know for sure what they sincerely believe. I don't think they represent most Christians. I think most Christians would do a slightly better job than that of saying, actually, most Christians would probably say, God has revealed himself to you. You've just hardened your heart, Matt, and God has given you over to a reprobate mind. And that way, they're quoting several verses rather than picking a verse from Matthew that really isn't relevant while ignoring the ones in First Peter and Jeremiah. It's incredibly frustrating to those callers who want to say that I'm fake, that I know this shit better than they ever will, and I'm not even an expert. I'm not even close to an expert. I have no degrees in any of it. You know why I know it better than you? Because I'm not a poser, because I'm not doing this for my own amusement. It's because I was a Christian who set out to do what I was instructed to do by God as I thought, which is to be prepared to give a defense for it. And what I found is that my reasons for believing don't justify belief. And that forced me to give it up. And there's no way that I'm saying, ooh, I can disprove it or it's false or whatever. It depends very much on what you're saying. But when you call in and act as if, oh, I'm just here doing what I don't know what, and I'm not a real man. All you did was betray everything about you. It's 100% projection. And yes, I sit here in my sin and perversity and evil desires, smugly dismissing you as literally the dumbest caller of the night so far.